When I first got sober in 2006, I had gone to court, straightened out that stuff, did a little bid in jail, small thing, and everything was dropped. And things that I thought were really big didn't turn out to be big, and the things that I thought would be going away real quick didn't go real quick. And within the first year, I got my life a little bit back together. I had my driver's license back. I had some of my kids back in my life. I was going to meetings every day. I had a lot of support. Some of the people are here tonight, and. I went on and I stayed sober, but sobriety doesn't mean happiness. Sobriety means you got your life back and shit's gonna happen, and sometimes bad shit's gonna happen. In 1998, I took a sponsee on by the advice of my sponsor. He committed suicide because he couldn't quit using drugs and alcohol. I took it personally. I didn't go to meetings for a few weeks, a month or two. I wound up getting a little depressed. I jumped back into the program and with both feet, and I went into 5 years and I was sober, and then 9/11 happened. I was in the Bahamas, and I wound up finding myself going into a depression again. But the bottom line is, no matter what happens, I didn't pick up a drink and I didn't pick up a drug. I have had a very difficult sobriety, but even though that's been the way it is, and it continues to be that way, I have not been at all as miserable as I was on October 5th, 1996. My life is far different than what it was then. It's far from as good as I had hoped that it would have been, but it's far different. If I tell people at meetings, if I would have had a crystal ball when I got sober and be able to see how difficult it was, I may have drank over it because I kind of thought things would fall back into place real fast. It didn't happen that way. But I know now more than I did then, and no matter what, if I don't drink and I help another alcoholic and I go to a meeting and I have a sponsor, which is somebody I call to share more personal things with, and I try to do the next right things do get better. I got my phone ringing, which means one of my sons might be calling me. I only have two in my life right now. But that is one of the gifts that I had. When I was running the streets for 5 years, my kids didn't know if I was alive or dead. So today they know at least I'm alive, and I still have issues with some of them. But if I don't drink, I have a shot at becoming a better father, a better coworker, a better husband or boyfriend or whatever it's going to be. But if I do drink, I don't have any of the above. I'm in a business where I house sober people. I'm around newcomers all the time. I believe today that I'm sober by the grace of God, and if it wasn't for these guys that are in my life today with very newly in recovery, I don't think I'd stand a chance of staying sober. I have a lot of respect for people who are newly sober because I know how difficult it is. And I also know how difficult it is to continue to stay sober. But worse than that is being sober for a long period of time, which I understand, and people trying to get back into the program. I go to 3 funerals a year approximately for people who pick up drugs and alcohol and pass away. And the only person that suffers in the rooms at the funeral homes is the families of those people that died. So I don't feel bad for alcoholics and drug addicts that died, but I feel bad for the fact that they never got a chance to put those things that meant to them back into their lives. And this recovery thing has been very special to me. I'm going to continue today, as I have yesterday, to go to meetings. And now that I'm 10 and something years sober, I don't know, 10 years and 4 or 5 months, whatever it's been, I can say I still go to 6, 7 meetings a week. My son called me today. We had to go do something with his business, and I was able to be there for him. I haven't been arrested on a drug or alcohol charge since 96, and things are better than my wildest dreams. And they say that would happen. They say wait for the miracle to happen, and they are better. But things got to get a lot better. So if I'm gifted enough to stay sober, and I'm gifted enough to remember how hard it was for me to get well, I'll be gifted enough never to pick up a drink again. So I don't know what else to say except for people who need to listen to this. They say to fail is in recovery is to never try again. There are no failures in alcohol abuse or drug abuse. There are only people that stop trying. So It took me a long time to get sober. I used for 33 years. And today I'm sober by the grace of God and my friends who God put in my life. And I am not a failure today when it comes to alcoholism. And if I continue to stay sober, I won't be a failure in those other parts of my life that are so important to me. So if I'm on this tape to help somebody, and I said something that helped you, I would appreciate it that you pay it forward to the next person when you put your life together. Because this isn't about me today. It's about the next person. And I think that's about it.